I tell you, somebody out there really wants me to stress out. Literally, I don't understand why every time just before I'm about to start this show, I get something happens. So like I celebrated being able to go on TikTok yesterday and yeah, no, that's not a thing right now. I don't know. And I had a full technical issue thing going on, but I'm here. It's your girl Angie Goodes. I see my guest in the green room. I will let you on in just a moment. I am so sorry I'm late. I had issues up the wazoo. People, I don't know. When we talk about perseverance, like, yo, anyway, welcome to the Big and Serious Podcast. It's your girl, Angie Goodes. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to the building. I want to say welcome to Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, um, Spotify tomorrow, TikTok. Me no know Wagwan. Like, me just don't know Wagwan. Like, yesterday you said we're good. We had a whole celebration post about, I posted the celebration on all my social media platforms, only to try to go live today. And TikTok's like, nope, not so much. You can't be here. It's okay. We're going to continue on without you. I just saw it go. Anyway, I am going to skip through all of the stuff. What I will say is tonight's topic is they cheated. Now what? And no, we're not going through nothing like that. We're just a talk about it because, you know, we're after talk about it. Let me play my rhythm. Big up to Wheelie Down Productions for my Casamigos rhythm. Oh, wait, I have it on mute. Oh, I was about to have another nervous breakdown. Let me see log on. So wait, you can't unmute for me. Oh my word. I don't know what it. All right. Nope. Oh boy. You know, it's just one of those things. There we go. This one I was about to be like, you know what? All right, we're not going to have music today. So big up to Wheelie Down Productions for my Casamigos rhythm. It is exclusive to me. And logos and all that. If you want to get all of that, you're going to go to the _producer_ Wheelie Don on Instagram and get hooked up. Tell them Angie Goodes sent you, but don't expect no discount because me never get the discount. So why should you? Anyway, so tonight's guest is Iyagrade, and he has been faithfully waiting for me in the green room. I'm not even gonna make him wait no more. We'll do all the other stuff after the interview is done. Let me grab my notes, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, guest."
How the sweetest strain, you know I Iyagrade. I mean, I come here so fit play, mash up any avenue, corner or lane. You don't know. Big up Angie Goodes, you know, I say shout out to, you see me, Big and Serious Podcast. Yeah, man.
Iyagrade, we have been trying to do this for how long? This has been like year. Listen.
You're busy. I'm busy.
Yes, but I remember stalking you on Facebook when I was with the People Them podcast and was like, yo, me want that brother have to come on the show, you know. And then we met at Jerk Fest.
Yes.
And stuff.
Vibes did turn up.
Vibes did turn up. Yes. Yeah. Are you going to Jerk Fest this year?
I was hoping to perform. I actually got chosen as one of the finalists, but I ended up missing the deadline for some reason. I tried to submit my stuff, but unfortunately it didn't work out this year. So hopefully next year, y'all see me on the stage, you know what I mean, performing. Fingers crossed, you know?
Fingers crossed. Yeah. You know, can I give you a joke? I was supposed to apply to do media for Jerk Fest. Missed the deadline. So hopefully next year. I just saw it go.
In the same boat. Huh?
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we're sorry. I saw it go next year, but we know it's going to be a wicked show this year. So big up to you. We hope you have a very successful weekend. Tonight is actually their boat cruise. So them are partying on the boat right now. So yeah. Big up to them. But right now we have Iyagrade in the building. I have so many questions for you. I have so many questions for you. So let me do this properly and read my notes. Tonight we welcome multi-talented artist, poet, producer, photographer, videographer, and designer, Iyagrade, to the conversation. This has been a long time in the making. Iyagrade, welcome to the show.
Yes, Mama. I don't know. Blessings. Give thanks.
Give thanks. So I got to start with your name. Like, let's start with your names. You have multiple names. So tell us the story behind you getting the name Chief Guzu Igrade. Is that how Chief Guzu
Yeah,
Igrade, or is it
Chief
two? Is
Goza
that
I
two?
grade.
Okay,
Yeah, so
explain.
Guzu is a name I did have, as a pet name growing up in Jamaica. I think because of the left hand thing, them say I'm gifted. So yeah.
Big up to the
So
left-handed too.
yeah, so they used to call me Guzo, and then my journey into the music business. You can't do anything without the Mosai. So I put the chief, and then the I grade is kind of like it's like an acronym kind of. It's like I grade, I extending upward grade, class, quality, or rank. So the I
Mhm.
grade is like innovating, youths, ascending, generating, revealing, achieving, devoting, enlightening. I
Oh,
mean,
I
name
love,
I grade. I mean, name that change.
I love it.
Yeah,
And
I
literally,
grade.
that was like the next part of my notes, so I can go right into my question. How do you use your name to challenge yourself to produce high quality work?
First of all, as I said, I put spirituality is very important in the music, so I put the Most High first.
Mm,
Also, you know, deal with positivity, upliftment, having fun. The music. Try to have fun with the music instead of being very serious, but also keeping it traditional.
mhm,
Cultural. Yeah. So my name influenced me to make music that's clean. To uplift people, to bring joy. Sometime with a bit of excitement. Because
mm,
it's also entertainment. So everything we do, we just try to do it on a level, like set a standard or a boundary for yourself, and try
mhm,
to exceed that.
mhm.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm finding I don't know if it's my choice in artists for the show, but the common theme seems to be I want to make music that's clean. I want to make music that fits a certain standard. So in an industry where, oh, everything I agree,
True
everything
word. You
everything
see,
is
it just go
trying to
up. You see
it
it.
just go up. Upliftment, right?
Yeah. We say higher upliftment. So I
I
got, yeah,
upliftment.
yeah.
For
So
those
it go.
watching on Spotify, my camera literally just pointed to the ceiling. Just letting
Aye. So
all
when I
that.
say up, man,
Up there, we're up there, is it?
yeah.
So, how do you, in a society where, like, the derogatory stuff sells, the like downgrading of women or just talking about people's body parts that sells, how do you stay true to what you want to do? How do you resist that pressure?
It's not easy because being a creative, and knowing that you can put words together a certain way, to entice a certain kind of feeling,
Mhm.
but also sticking to, morals and how you were brought up. Yeah, there's a part of dancehall where sometimes it seemed like it gone too far, and we're the ones who are trying to bring it back really to in a little way, in a sense where, you know, there's certain things that can be said but not outright plainly, if you know what I mean. So it
Mhm.
doesn't become derogatory or it doesn't sound, the little baby or the grandmother can listen it, You can sing a party song, but me not have to sing about the girls them whatsoever. You know them way there?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's a challenge because you find say, if you go into a party, you find say a lot of DJs, they tend to stick to that one kind of,
Yes.
and what they don't understand is that it's the artists, you're very influential. So, you know, this kind of music kind of have a effect in our community.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's very challenging as an artist for not sing a gun song or sing a certain song, but at the same time, we believe in what we're doing, and eventually, hopefully the masses will hear what we're doing and what we're producing. So, I
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
saw it go.
Like the right
Everything of its time.
yes, like the right audience will find you. Let me fix this thing.
Yes.
Wagwan. Like why Agwan so what? Our,
go on.
right?
Yeah.
Like, sure. Like, just behave, no man. Like,
Mm.
oh, anyway, um, it's funny you say that because I find now, and I mean, granted, I am older, so certain things that are in the dance hall might not appeal to me in certain ways anymore. But I will be standing in a dance sometimes, and I find that I'm like blushing, like I'm getting embarrassed by the lyrics. But I can listen to those lyrics alone in my kitchen, but I can't listen in a crowd. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a.
Well,
I don't know. It's,
that
go
kind of
ahead.
come from like, cause like per se radio, right? Radio never used to play a certain song, but you would hear a certain song in the dance hall. Yeah, so that the dance hall kind of expose like a little bit it raw. The dance hall a little bit more
Yes.
raw, and cutting as opposed to reggae now. We're more you know softer
Deeper.
with it, and you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Because I know if you venture into and what I love about you is you actually have an old school, like a little bit of an old school style about you in your music. Like I'm not gonna say old school, classical, like a classic style, like where you
Give
sound like one of the
thanks.
legends. You know what I mean? Like
Give
you
thanks.
can very easily say like, "Yo, who is this?" Like he sounds like one of those guys from that back then, right? And it's the part of it is that coding of the music, so to speak, where you're talking about certain things, but it's in code. So unless you really sit down and penetrate what they're saying, you really don't know what you're singing. you
Yeah,
know.
Bob Marley was a great example as that. Him very good at putting certain things in word where it create an image in the mind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we try to make music that people have to say, yo, did he really just say that? And that
Mhm.
him said, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. Because when you first listening it, you don't really get it until you really sit down, as you said, by yourself and listen and say, oh, okay, that's,
You're like,
and
oh.
I want to make music that is not just here today, I want to make music that's timeless.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. And that type of music that like you could turn around and listen to it a couple years later, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't catch that last time
Yes.
I listened."
Yes.
So there's like
Most
multiple
definitely.
layers, so it's like you're peeling that onion back,
Yeah.
right? So one of the things, and I know this helps you with your music, but I'm gonna loud up your ting. You're a poet.
Yes. All right. All right. Welcome home is here and there.
So what came first, the poetry or the musical artistry?
I think the music kind of developed into the poetry. I would
Mm,
say because from I was young, it's just from my band in a music. I always around music. Like when we used to live in a Duane Park, there was a dance hall behind of my aunt's house.
mhm.
So every weekend, sometimes even during the week, there would be parties going on, and even as a young child in your room, you pick up the broomstick or the mop stick and yeah, you stand up in front of the mirror, or you're going to the bathroom. When
I
them things are in there, be boy in there, chat lyrics. Yeah, and if them ever hear somebody think them way I sing, say, yeah, go get me.
Yeah, go get
So
beaten. I can't go back
yeah,
outside.
yeah, so you know, the music the music came first and then, just because I don't really write music per se. It's a thing where I just listen to the rhythm and vibe with it and come up with the music off the top of my head and then I write it down. So when I started
Oh.
writing, that's how the poetry kind of came. The love of poetry kind of came because it's like figuring out how words go together, or how to make words sound the same,
Mhm.
different words sound the same, to
Right,
have it that flow in poetry. It's kind
right.
of similar to how we make music. So,
Yeah.
they go hand in hand, I would say.
Yeah, they definitely are a marriage. Hold on.
Yeah.
These angles, these angles, these angles. Um, they definitely, the poetry and the music actually definitely goes hand in hand. I'm surprised that the music came before the poetry, because oftentimes you hear that the poetry came first, and then it was like, well, let me put this to a rhythm. So you mentioned that, when you're making music, you will listen to the rhythm, and then you'll bust the lyrics, and then you'll write down the lyrics after. Do you ever find, like, have you ever had an instance where you do that process and then you said something really wicked and you're like, I don't remember what I just said? Or is it where you've programmed your mind? Like, sorry, I'm asking you
Well,
so.
for me personally, uh, it's been a thing I've been doing from I would say about 7, 8, 9 years old.
Mm,
I would pretty much imitate the artists that I'd hear on the radio.
mhm,
So it build up that not only the vocabulary but also the capacity to memorize the songs.
mm,
So in saying that, like there has been times, many times, I guess many artists will say this. There's been many times where you're holding a vibe and you might be freestyling and you say something and you go back the next day and you don't remember. But most of the times, when you get something catchy, it sticks and you remember it because your brain is programmed that way to,
mhm.
Mm.
I love it. So
If
it's
you
like
think of an artist, sorry, if you think
go
of
ahead.
an artist, say for instance, like Great Bounty Killer, we're just landing at
But
Toronto,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Welcome to Toronto, B.
Yes, the amount of songs you have to remember and lyrics, you have to have some sort of a memory capacity to
Yeah.
remember those songs while you're performing on stage, word
Yes.
for word. You know what I
Word
mean?
for word.
Yeah,
Because the crowd, they get upset when you change a lyric, man.
yeah,
They get upset. They get
yeah.
vexed. They're like, well, so where up
Or
there? I
if
don't
you know,
know.
or if you don't sing out the whole of it.
Yes, they
Yeah,
get upset, and they're like, so come here for you're my artist, and they not doing for do our.
yeah.
So how do you protect your memory? Right? What do you do? What steps do you take to protect your memory?
I think it's just through practice, just through practicing and rehearsing. Uh, Also, I realize that I'm a learner that I could learn. I'm quick visually, but sonically, I'm quicker.
Mm,
So I can remember a story if I listen to it more than if I watch it. I've
mm,
just been trained that way. Like,
yes.
so for me, it's like listening, listening to music. Because as
Mhm.
I said, as a young age,
Yeah.
imitating these songs, that any song that I'm like the human iPod for some reason. Like I was in a situation where like uh I used to people would I was in like a place where people would like ask me to sing and they would just name songs
Oh
and I
wow.
would just be singing these songs for word, man. And they're like, yo, man, you're like the human iPod. You know what I mean? Like I could like any genre, any type of music, and somehow you could come up with something, so I've
Okay,
trained my mind like that.
I'm gonna challenge you then. I'm gonna challenge you in celebration. No, you know what that song? Okay, I got another
Celebrate good time. Come on. It's a
celebrate.
celebration. So you know what I mean? Like I
Yahoo!
I'm gonna catch pizza. Like, you
Okay,
know,
all right. Okay, happy.
there's a lot of different happies. So there's like because come along and if you feel like a Rubik's on a room because I'm happy. There's don't worry, be happy.
Ay! Do, 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 do,
Don't
do,
worry, be happy.
do.
There's
Oh my goodness.
that was on the spot.
All right, I'm gonna come up with one more.
No, 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 please. Keep testing me now.
He's like, stop. He's like, stop, please stop.
Having me singing like cowboy songs. I'm not even.
Well, this is the biggest serious podcast where we laugh a lot, but we get real conversation. Like this ain't scripted, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so what is the most intriguing topic for you to write about?
Wow, that's a deep question. Current issues, but not too specific in a sense where the music can like it could transpire or it could
Mhm.
transcend. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like injustice stuff like that. I like to make uplifting music. You know what I mean? Like I have a song out there called "Living Proof."
Mm-hmm.
Is one of the songs. I have a song also called "Give Thanks."
Mm-hmm.
Heavenly, like it's just saying, like I'm a vessel, you know,
Love it.
bring forth good music.
Bring forth good music.
Yeah,
So you
enjoyment. So I like to sing. I also like to sing about having a good time, but it's mostly just uplifting music,
I love that.
inspiring.
So it's almost like you're constantly in prayer, but like loosely. You know what I mean? Like, and it's good
Yes, yes,
because they say like you should live from a place of gratitude, and then you'll always have more reasons to be grateful. So
yes.
in creating music that is on a higher level and upliftment and inspiration and all of that, you're setting yourself on a good path, right?
Give thanks. Yes.
So on that note, like how do you get your inspiration for your music?
Inspiration can come in many different ways, situations in life, things you see other people go through as well, current events. But at the same time, too, it's also my inspiration comes from like really trying to create change
Mm,
in a sense, you know, uplifting our people, you know what I mean?
mhm.
Letting us know that we're kings and we're queens out here. There's nothing that we can't do. There's
Let me
nothing that's impossible. That we
let me
cannot
give you
do.
a horn for that.
Yeah, we're we're. It's been encoded in our DNA. We're from royalty. Yeah,
Hmm.
we're very powerful. And
Yes.
I try to make my music reflect that. Black excellence. You
Hmm.
know, especially coming from a place where I'm coming from. We try
Hmm.
to make, yeah, and we still, it's not like it boring. You know what I mean? We make music. We have a song out called "The Bag," where you're
Yes.
familiar with. It's just talking
Yes.
about hardworking people. You know what I mean? Out there daily, going for their goals and their dreams. Aspiring to be better people. Better versions of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I just say that with Iyagrade and in music. We just try to get the inspiration from those kind of things, seeing good things and great things happening, especially right now. I'm making a song that it's basically talking about, the growth that Toronto has seen in terms of the music industry,
Yes.
Yeah, I know, doors are opening up and opportunities are opening up for artists, but would like to see more of what.
Yeah, of
That's it.
course. Like, we always want more improvement. Do you,
Mm,
in terms of, first of all, let me say your words made me sit up straight and be like, girl, you are a queen, so stop slouching. So thank you
yeah,
for that.
see me always a try for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like stop slouching, girl. Sit
Yeah.
up straight. Sit up straight. You're a queen. Um, do you think the Toronto, just touching on you speaking about the Toronto music scene, do you think there will ever be a time when an artist can remain in Toronto and still get that international level of fame, or do you think they still have to kind of go away for a bit and then come back?
Yeah, I think it's possible to make it here in Toronto. But at the same time, I'm gonna be honest with you, it hasn't been easy because I feel like a rapper trying to make it in Jamaica, and I probably have a better chance doing that as a reggae artist trying to make it in Canada.
I get it.
Yeah, it's
I get it.
difficult, but at the same time, uh, nothing is impossible. It's just the structures and the
Mm,
foundations, like in terms of artist management, the
yes.
labels. producers, the DJs, all that kind of stuff. It's just because there's talented artists here in Toronto, you know. There's a lot of
Mhm.
talented artists here in Toronto. I
Mhm.
feel personally that
Yeah.
can do it on a global stage, you
Yes.
know.
I agree.
It's just we need more opportunities and we need more outlets
Yes.
to provide these opportunities, you know.
Mhm. And more big shows like the Bounty Show and
Yeah,
like
we need more.
Fest and
But the thing is, what I see with those kind of shows, they're really good, but at the same time, they need to the promoters. It's for me. Music starts with like the artist, right? But it
Mhm.
also is the artist is not alone. You have the DJs, you have the promoters, you have the event planners, also the venues.
The
You know what
security.
I mean? All of that stuff. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and I feel that you can't have a successful show, or it
Mm.
has. I haven't seen it where there's a very huge successful show that it's mainly Toronto artists. It's
Oh.
always been an artist coming from outside.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
having these shows, right? Whereas it's a good thing, but also I would love to see, you know, upcoming artists and established artists here in Toronto
Come
be
together
on
for
these
a show.
platforms. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. That sounds like a challenge to the promoters. Like, can we have a show where it's, homegrown artists and it's a big show? What can you do? I put the challenge out there to the promoters. What can you do? Make it happen,
Yeah.
right? Because it's not like we don't have the talent. The talent is here.
Talent is here, yeah.
The talent is here. So let's load it up, right?
Yeah, and the
Uh,
DJs also play a very important part because they're playing, you know, and the radio.
and the radio as well.
Definitely, if we're not being heard on the radio, then it's really hard for us to push our
Yes.
music, you know.
Absolutely. It's funny because I was managing an artist and big up to Miss Diva on the outside. And I realized just from me shining that spotlight on myself, artist management is not my forte. And I felt like you need to get somebody who is well versed in this role to take you to higher levels. You know, I'm probably like a small pond. She needs to go into the big pond, right? So I was like, you need to go with somebody that can bring you to those type of levels. And I do think that those pieces are key. So it's getting the music into the hands of the DJs, getting the proper team around you, the proper management around you.
Yeah,
But also, I mean, even us as consumers of music, we have to be willing to listen to the artists that are local,
yeah,
right? Open up your mind to it. That's why I love with this platform, it has broadened my horizons on so many levels, that I love the international artists, but most of the time, like when I'm in the gym, my playlist is local. It's a lot of local artists, right? And it's a beautiful thing. It just, as a consumer, you feel more grounded. Like, okay, this person, I could probably bump into this person at the mall, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's just really interesting.
I collect a lot of the artists' music in Toronto. Like,
Mhm.
so I'm kind of
Yeah.
like that too. You know, I like listening to people I have also like professional relationships with. You know, so
hmm I'm not gonna lie. Right now,
we
I
need
have
more support
100%,
overall. You know, and
100%.
infrastructure. You know, we need the agents, we need the PR people, we need the vloggers, we need get on board.
Yeah, that is so true. We've got to rally. We need to rally together as a community.
Yeah, and there's
And
pockets of it, but it needs to be like a united front. That's how we're gonna.
yes,
That's how we got like the weekends, the Drakes. You know what I mean? Who
yes,
say you can't get like there's artists like out here like Blessed Be,
mm,
and Kruma, the Tanya P's them, like there's a
mm,
lot of Ices. There's a lot of artists out here, that's
mm,
doing it good.
yes.
Culture Brown is out here.
Ultra Brown,
Yeah, there's a lot of artists out here.
Diamond.
Tasha T, Kirk Diamonds,
Yeah,
like
Esco. There's so
The
many.
list can go. Yeah, as I said, Esco. The
Mhm.
list can go on. You know. Yeah.
So we need to definitely. Yeah, I would love. I would actually love to see a show like that.
Yeah.
I would love to see a show like that. So, um, as a
You know,
multi-talented,
actually, in 2019, I actually did. I put a show on like that in
did
2019.
you?
Yeah, it called We Are Do It.
We do it.
Yeah, it
So would,
was held.
would you do it again?
Boy, yeah, man, I tell you the show thing in a easy.
I know.
Yeah, I'd love to, but boy, but I like just hire some people, make them do everything. I'ma
Yeah.
just show up as an artist and perform just like everybody else. You know?
Say
Straight
like,
up.
yo, on my show, but you're just going like say, on my show, just
Yeah, we can.
one day a
Yeah,
thing.
it's too much, you know. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. Trust me.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. I was talking to Patrick last week from Shy Star, who brought Bounty here,
yeah,
and he was saying you need a team.
yeah,
Like you have to have a team, right?
yeah.
It is a lot of responsibility.
And
Um,
a lot of work, and a lot of
yeah,
late hours, a lot of rehearsing, a lot. Oh my gosh, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. The journey was fun, but boy, man, I tell you, it ain't easy. At Toronto, you have to deal with it. You know? I tell you.
What what do you? So when you were putting on the show, like, what do you think was the hardest part of it?
Boy,
He's like the
the
whole
thing,
thing.
yo, you know, it's because I was kind of new to doing it, and you know, I would say I learned a lot of lessons. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did a few other things after that, but they're a little bit smaller. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy because, as I said, having a team is very important. But when a part of the team wants to do one thing, the next part of the team wants to do, you know, and it just, yeah.
Doesn't mesh
So
after that.
yeah, so it's you have to be very mindful of the people who you're bringing in on your team to do
Mm.
these things. You know, like you have to people that are competent and people that you know can get the job done. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we can't have security around us, so we have security, but you might let in a couple of free bridging them
The
because
brethrens.
a free bridging them
Yes.
that, you know, like it can't work because
Yes.
then it create
Yes.
confusion, you know?
Yes.
Mm,
So true. So like in whatever role you're doing, you have to walk with that level of integrity to say like, I'm doing
yeah,
this thing and this is my job and this is what I'm
yeah,
doing. So you have to come in properly like everybody else, right?
yeah.
So who do you have in your music playlist? You said you have Toronto artists. Is there anyone that's really like influencing you right now? Doesn't have to be a
I
Toronto artist.
listen I
Anyone.
listen to I listen to pretty much, you know, I love the music, I love the culture, you know, I'm a part of it. It's ingrained in me, you know. Listen to everything, mommy. You see me?
Mhm.
Listen to all
Mhm.
the artists them. Some artists even global where, you know, ones on ones wouldn't even know per se about because they're not huge, 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 but you know,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
right across the globe, you know?
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it. And I love that you don't tie yourself to one area. You're like, I'll go all over the world to get music.
yeah. And
That
work
makes it
with people all over the world too.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So with all the talents that you have, um, and I think I know what you're gonna say, but of all the talents that you have, which one has the most pull? So which talent do you have that like just you might be like, I'm gonna go over there and do this thing, but then this other thing just kind of pulls you back, like, no, 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 come back over here. We got to do more things.
I would say I have this thing where I'm really good at bringing people together.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a unique talent I have, and also communicating with people.
Mhm.
So I'm like you'd say like a typical people person. Being an artist and being out there, you have to be able to communicate with all walks of life,
Yes.
you know, and it's a unique talent. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Being able to, I would say, being able to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
in certain situations and stuff like that, and still let your light come through and let it shine. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Yeah. So it's like for me, what keeps on bringing me back is it's the joy of like just sitting listening to the music, and just I have this thing where I'm super repetitive in the music, where I'm like I will listen to a beat. Like
Over
I
and over.
had this song that I made called Champion. I got that beat 3 years. I had that beat. I was
Oh.
listening to this beat, and I was just like, yo, what could we I knew the beat was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I just and I kept on thinking about, yo, this has something to do with women and China. And then something started happening in Jamaica where it was like, you know, there was this bad thing where an 8-year old and her mother lost her life, and it was really tragic. And then I said, yo, boom, that's it. And I
Mm-hmm.
came up with the song Champion,
Mm-hmm.
which I collaborated with Petra and also Colin John. You know, when I say the woman them a champion, my girl international independent, you know what I say, and she not local. You know what I say? Royal African princess. She look like a private dancer, slow wine girl. That is the answer. You know, like them
Ay.
kind of vibe there. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, we kind of did it to like it's more like I would say like it's a crossover beat. You know,
Got it. So it would appeal
but
to larger. I'm writing the
that
name down. Champion.
yeah, that what keeps on bringing me back. It's just the joy of sitting down with the rhythm and just making up the lyrics. You know,
Mm.
sometimes you make up some things and I say, boy, I can't say that, you know, you have to say this and you know. So that's one of the times that keeps on bringing me back. It's just like I'm a person that have to the music's in my head, so I'm always
Mm.
hearing, so I'm always thinking of some things to say, you know.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it. It's
thanks.
really interesting because I tend to tell people that I think in music. So like you'd say something to me and then my answer in my head is a song, but I can't
Yeah,
like sing the song to
I
you.
used to do
So
that actually, and people, yeah, some people don't like that. Like,
no, they hate it.
yeah,
My daughter can't stand it.
yeah,
She's like, really? Like, can we
I
just have
used
a
to
proper
be like that.
conversation?
Yeah,
So as an artist, like how does I know for me, like I'm not an artist, right? I don't make music, but does it kind of does it kind of feel like it drives you a little crazy because you constantly feel like you got to create because there's all this stuff in your head?
no, it's your calling. It's your
Mm,
calling. So when you know your calling, you know, it's
I
actually fun.
like that.
Yeah,
You know what? You just saved me because I do my own videos and stuff for my podcast, right? And all the
yeah,
advertisements and all the stuff
yeah.
on my page on my but I'm always thinking of like I could be like I was walking at work the other day and then it was like I just had this whole soundbite just played in my head. So I sat down at my desk and I've created the video with like with the with
Divine
just
intervention, right? So what you got to understand is that most people that are successful, right?
Mhm.
The reason why they're successful 95% of the time is because they take action.
Ooh.
So when you have a thought and it's aligned with what your calling is, it makes it. You notice how you end up accomplishing your task or whatever you set out to do in like record time, without
Yes.
no effort, no glitches, no problem.
Yes.
So that's like it's a spirit transcending. It's who you actually are.
Wow.
So when you're being who you're supposed to be, like that's why we're called human beings.
Mm.
So if you're still and you're not being, if you're not living, if you're not, how are you gonna experience
You're
life?
dead.
You know.
Yes.
So some people experience life trapped. Some people experience life freely. You know.
Yes. That's really interesting. I love that. Because even like the video I made for you to be on the show, I thought I did that in one take.
There you
It
go.
took me like 20 minutes. you know, to do that. And I was just like, oh, okay, it's done. Let me let me send it off.
and
But it's
and it's also a combination of not only the will
Mhm.
but also the intention. So
Mm,
when you're putting good things in the universe and putting good things in the world, it's gonna be easier to do these things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you're starting out your podcast, you weren't the greatest.
No,
There's things that you didn't know, but as you go along, you're gonna find, oh, I'm really great at this.
yeah,
I'm really good at problem solving. I'm really good at
uh,
handling things under pressure. I'm a multitasker. Wow. Like you start
yeah,
finding out. So it's like, and the music takes you these places, you know?
yes,
Yeah.
so true. Yeah, because even like
Creativity on a whole.
it's just it's beautiful when you get to walk in it, you know, and live it. Like
Yes.
you're not fighting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Um, it's a very beautiful thing.
It is.
So, what projects are you currently working on?
Boy, mama, me a man, me always depend on something. Me always have to do something. You see me? If me not out there film, me I do something. Right now, I work on some new music. I think it's full enough time that I drop a next album, make the people reintroduce myself again to the people,
Uh huh.
you know. Uh Hopefully you're trying to get into like some short films and some stuff. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that too, because like connecting and networking in your community with creatives is only going to make each other's platforms bigger. So one thing I've been kind of focusing on is getting on like podcasts, talking about different things, getting the fans to know us,
Hmm.
whether the host, the artist differently, even mentioning other people. So, you know
Hmm.
what I mean? Other people could get on as well, shed a light on what they do, whether it be music, the arts,
Yeah,
graphic stuff, whatever, musicians, so on and so forth. So I've also been doing like interviews and stuff like that, you know, trying to work on some short biopic films type of thing, documentaries,
love
and
it.
incorporating the music in it. Yeah.
Well, the music is like the thread that sews it all
Holds
together.
binds everything together.
Yeah, yeah. So
Most
I love that
definitely.
because I did see that. So you do producing, you do filmmaking as well, on top of the music and the poetry.
Yeah, so a lot of my videos that you've seen, I've actually edited them, filmed them and stuff like that, you know?
Really?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, my music videos. I actually
I'm
do
gonna,
my music videos.
I'll give you another horn
Yeah.
because what?
Yeah. Yeah, give thanks. I've done other artists' videos too as well. So
Wow.
I'm out here working.
You're working. You're working. So, so I guess it's just being able to be creative. That's what is that what brings you joy. So it doesn't matter like which way it comes. You're like, I'll take it however it comes. Or
Well,
is it
with
just
the
that you're
video,
multi-talented, so you're just using all the gifts that the Most High has given you?
well, there's a thing, right? It's also based on interest and hobbies and stuff like that. Like excuse me, I like cars,
Mm.
so like work on custom cars. You see me custom whips most of the time.
Hold on a second.
Clothing is kind of like the same thing, so it's like I always trying to rep the brand. So I have like custom clothing that I wear, and I'll wear other designers here in Toronto too as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people see me repping 100 miles. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Also Six
Big up
North.
to Gary on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah. So like and it's just expressing of oneself. Like I do music. As an artist, I love the photography. I love the videography, setting scenes, that kind of stuff, telling a story.
Hmm.
So it just goes hand in hand. It's just, yeah,
And it makes
it's just
sense.
a love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like you've taken that love and you've put it into the whole culture, right?
yeah.
Because you've got the styling down, like with the clothing brands and stuff. Then there's the music, there's the creation of the video. So like the what is it? Creating a, I can't remember the name for it now. But when you're actually creating the story
Yeah,
that the video,
scripting. Yeah, scripting.
scripting
Yeah,
it, yeah,
yeah,
all of that, you're like, I love all of it, so I'm gonna
yeah.
do
Choosing
all of it.
locations, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Choosing,
it's fun.
wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, going to the studio, recording. Yeah, it's all fun. Performing, you know.
So, which project that you've done of yours that from beginning to end, you're like, this is my masterpiece so far?
I would say my album,
Mm.
because I did that in a time where you weren't supposed to be running around and doing the things I was doing. I did my album during COVID. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Sure.
and I produced 7 of the tracks
Really?
on that album as well.
On
So
that
not only writing and doing the videos, but also produced the rhythm. Yeah, yeah.
How long did it take? Was it the entire time
Uh,
that we were locked down? You were just out here
no,
creating
no,
the
no.
whole
It took me because that album was released in 2021.
album? Hmm.
So it took me about a year to put it together, I would say.
Not bad. Now,
Yeah.
do you feel like that year took, okay, do you feel like it took that year because we were on lockdown and you could focus on it? Or it took that year, it would have taken that year regardless if we were locked down or not?
I would say it because we were locked down, I had more time to focus and there's less distractions.
Mhm.
And I could get from point A to point B quicker in traffic. so,
So were you like
so,
driving, look behind you, like, yo, I hope there's
so,
no cops
so I
around?
didn't have
Like,
to deal with the traffic. You know what I mean? So getting from location to location to film the videos, getting to the studio, doing that kind of stuff, like, yeah, it was easier. You know? What I mean? Yeah,
actually, you were lucky because true a day in Toronto, we didn't have the whole lockdown like Andrew did in Jamaica. So if
yeah,
you were on the road, nobody's gonna stop you and be
yeah,
like, "You're under arrest
yeah,
for being
yeah.
outside."
I was seeing crazy videos in Jamaica, man. Like them pulling up to like the dance, them with truck and thing and load up the people. Even one of the artists that I know, he was one of the ones that went on the march to like open up Jamaica.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was fun. It was crazy. Yeah. But
I
in a while here, it was kind of serious, but it wasn't as
It
serious.
wasn't as serious as there. I
Yeah.
was there for a while. I was there for about 2 months during COVID, and I was like, "Boy, Andrew, y'all locked down the beach, like everything, like
I
you just
know.
you couldn't go nowhere. You had to just and
But
you
some of my
like,
family, they were still partying too because they weren't in the city.
oh well, in the
So if you're in
country,
the
yeah,
city, like if you're in the city, like even here, like if in the city, there wasn't, but we were partying, like we were out in Niagara, like you know what I'm saying, having parties, like it, like there was no COVID. You
what?
know? Yeah, that's how we were doing it like that. We were living like, what's this COVID thing like? I don't
Yeah,
even
what's
know.
that?
Yeah,
Just like
like if this is how I'm gonna go out there, I'm going out with a bang. Like I'm gonna have
yeah, you
fun.
might as well have a good time. But you know what? I hear you. I agree on that. But if I gotta go, I'm gonna go
Because
while I was having a good
yeah,
time.
because the times it was really tense because a lot of people didn't understand what was going on,
Yeah,
and it was scary for a lot of people.
yeah.
So instead of feeding into that energy, it's just from like you have a strong immune system, the basics,
Mhm.
taking it back to the basics. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Take your garlic and your
Simplicity.
honey and
Simplicity
yeah,
is all used to survive. So it's
yeah,
like, you know, sometimes it's like, who are they to tell me, say, boy, me can't go outside? Like that don't make no sense. And they kept on moving the bars. So it's like, yo, if I
yes,
wear this mask, I can't. It doesn't stop me from getting it. It doesn't stop
yeah,
me from transmitting it. And then there's just one bag of melee. So it's just like, yo, listen,
yeah,
man. Yo, I trust in the most. Me, I gonna live my life. Me, I gonna have
yeah,
fun. Me, I gonna work on it because, as I said, I remember being on the highway and there's nobody on the highway.
Oh,
Like
that must have been
I
so
could be
sweet though.
chopping at 120 on the highway, easy, nice and smooth. I'm from Toronto to Ray in 20 minutes,
In 20
anywhere I want to
minutes.
get to, you know.
Trust me.
But there
Wow.
was it was scary at times, but at the same time, we just did what we. I remember pulling up like we were doing a shoot like downtown by the Sky Dome, and I was using the drone.
What?
And I
Yo,
got, which I shouldn't have been doing because apparently you need a permit, and
not during COVID.
almost had a mishap with the drone hitting the Sky Dome
Oh
because of all
no.
the the Ethernet that's on the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the cops showed up. It's like, I didn't know, type of thing. It's also a flight zone because there's an airport nearby. You're supposed to be flying
So you
the
hit a plane with the drone.
drone. But we
Flipping it
got
and
away
getting
with it
bombed.
because, like, we weren't trying to create any mystery. We just kind of explained what we were doing. Oh, we're shooting a music video,
Hmm.
so what we do. This is a song. And the cop just kind of let us off with a warning, and he also said, "Yo, there's a parking lot over there. You could just go and kind of film over there and keep it to a minimal so it's not higher than the buildings." And then,
Yes. So you had
so
the drone way up there then.
yeah, way up, man. I was like trying to get the CN Tower in. Like,
Yo, man is like, I'm ambitious. I'm going to
and
the
then it
top
started malfunctioning on me. So it's like, I look like a madman chasing down this drone. Like,
Oh
I'm
my
bored.
goodness,
I'm
I
bored.
can't.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's jokes.
Yeah.
I can safely say you had a fun COVID time.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the time you can tell the grandkids about later
Yeah.
on.
And we did it with the fam too. Like we kept the family
Love
associates. So
it.
we're having
So did you
barbecues
do
with
it
the
with your
fam.
20? What did they say? You could only have like 10 in your circle.
Six. It's six, and then it went to 10. But
So
first it
did,
was the immediate family, right? So it was whoever lived in the household that you were.
mhm.
So yeah, all that stuff. When it comes to Jamaica, we hand
Everybody
rule
a
it.
family. Yeah, yeah.
No, we hand rule it. We not take the authority so nicely, especially when them are telling us to do things that we don't want to
Don't
do.
want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, till we say, what? Me can't go dance? You must be mad.
Now
We are
God
going
answer them.
part. Me can't go listen to reggae music. You must be crazy. After life so hard already,
Right?
No, sir. One thing, on the ramp with Jamaican and the music, man. Yeah, man. I think that
No.
people fight, man.
Yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
serious. It is. Jamaicans
Yeah,
and music it's a serious love affair. Like
yeah.
that just not gonna end. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just
I remember
ingrained.
even those times that there was a lot of private parties going on
Yes. I mean,
during
I might
COVID.
have gone to a few.
Same thing.
I might have been outside a
Listen,
little bit still.
you can take the Jamaican out of Jamaica, but you
But
cannot
you
take the
cannot
music out of the
out of the
Jamaican.
Jamaican. It's
Yeah,
true. It's true. You
yeah.
know, it's like anywhere the Pananak. Yeah, man.
Ah, you
That's
see.
today I see Wagwan.
Yeah, yeah, man. We have to pull up, man.
So how can your fans find you on social media?
Well, some of them everywhere, so and you can find me, Iyagrade, Iyagrade, you know what I'm saying, on all platforms. You see me? You can find me, man, worldwide, the thing global, so just check it out.
Love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. So any streaming platforms, just go and look him up and
yeah,
did
man.
it. Did it. Love it. So before I let you go, I can't let you go so easy. I haven't got into the topics. Everyone, we will talk about it after we're finished with Aya grade. But tonight's serious ting topic is saving the relationship after someone has cheated. And we're not go through it, but we just talk about it. So, what advice do you have for couples who are trying to recover from cheating?
The one day is a rough one, you know. When I did see the topic, man, I said, Lord of mercy, what kind of passa this now? You see? You see me? Well, you know, and you can look at it from different angles, right? So, in terms of just peers, you know, acquaintances and stuff like that,
Mhm.
it's sometimes it can be really hard to repair that trust, you
Mm,
know, and also for people who are like couples, you know, it can be really hard,
mm,
you know. But for couples, I would say, you know, if there are children involved, you know, I would say it would be best to try to work out the differences, keep the family together,
mhm.
you know.
Try to sort through it.
Yeah, try to get through it. But sometimes some things just can't mend here, mama.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, them say make sleeping dies, them say make
Uh,
sleeping dogs lie.
Dogs
You see
lie.
me I say?
Yeah,
So
nobody wake it up.
yeah,
No.
nobody wait. So throughout my experience with like, you know, music and relationships with different walks of life, you know, you're gonna have times where just like any other relationship, things can start out very good, or
Mm-hmm.
things can start out very bad and ending up being very good, or things can start out good and ending up being very bad.
A
So,
true. A true.
so my advice would be like always try to have a sympathetic ear
Mm.
and be forgiving because you also want to be forgiven as well for your wrongs. You know what I say? So always have a sympathetic ear,
Sympathetic.
and also be diplomatic about it. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
be them, and instead of trying to do the blame thing, you know, come from a place where put yourself in that person's shoe. You know,
Yes.
you see what I'm saying?
Very
Because we're so quick to blame and quick to say you did, you know, but
mm,
it also takes two to tango, you know.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You know,
So
I remember somebody, I forget who it was, that they said to me, like, you know, you're pointing your finger that way, but there's still like three more pointing back at you, right? So it's like you
yeah,
gotta, you have to look at it from
there's a
that.
thing, right? It says that when you see someone and you don't like them or something that they did is a reflection of the demons that you're fighting within
Wow.
yourself. Yes.
Wow.
So we're all connected. We have to know that we're all one. We're all interconnected. Me have what saying say, me have my fi before them did get Wi-Fi. See? So it building our DNA say, you know, spiritually, you know, we have a way to communicate even if it's not physical,
Hmm.
you know, and that's been in and amongst our community for
Yeah.
generations.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that being said, you know, them say wipe out your eye before you tell somebody else to wipe out for them one first, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
them say if also in the great book, them say, you know, he who no sin cast the first stone.
Has a first stone. Yeah.
Yeah. So as we say, with the cheating thing, you have to just deal with it diplomatically. You see me I say have a sympathetic ear.
Sympathetic
You
ear.
know, it could be you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
Yeah, cause I don't feel if you're a person and someone cheat on you, it's not a good feeling.
Hmm.
Can never be a good feeling. But there has to be things that led up to,
That
you know what
point.
I mean? So people have to be able to look within themselves first before they're quick to blame, point a
Hmm.
finger, you know? Yeah.
And, you know, you said something really interesting. You started with something very interesting, which was the friends and the peers. So, like, okay, let's say I have somebody, my person cheated on me, and I tell my friends, and then even if I forgive my person, my friends might still have a have
Yeah,
my partner.
that's why it's not good to involve.
Mm,
We have three things, right?
mm,
uh, three levels actually. There's I think it's one is called private, right? The other one is intimate,
mm,
and the other one is social,
mm-hmm,
right? So that can you can break down that on three different depths. So the social would be like your peers,
mm-hmm,
and then your intimate would be like someone you're in a relationship with, you know? And then
mm-hmm,
the private would be things that nobody don't know.
mm, mm-hmm,
You see me I said? So with that being said, you know, it's where you want to let people into your life. Is this a social relationship? Is this an intimate, I say, relationship?
mm-hmm.
And can that also lead to the private
Private.
of, you ever seen that iceberg effect where you see 5% of it and then the other 95
Yes, it's
is on,
underneath.
yeah.
Yes. Wow. I like that perspective. I've always heard, especially you go to Jamaica and they're like, boy, I'm why you have to be my intimate friend, and you're like, what? But
Mm,
like on a serious level, you're the first person to actually break it down for me. Cause I never really understood like, so what that really mean, you know?
mm,
But it makes a lot of sense because you
yeah.
could have an intimate friend
Yeah,
and
and
they are not a private friend.
uh, yeah, there's people that have been together for years and years, and when it comes to private part of that, only you know the private of yourself.
Mhm.
No matter how intimate we can become.
Mhm.
You know,
Mm.
yeah. There's also, as that we would call that secrets. Then
Yeah. Yeah.
secrets
Yeah.
that that are
Stuff that
things
you and the
when,
Most High know.
yeah. You see what I say?
Mm.
And you don't necessarily share that with. That's why it's good to,
Others.
like, when you're in a relationship, it's good to not, I would say, talk about the partner with
Yeah.
friends and family.
Yeah.
That should be kept
Very
intimate,
private.
yeah,
Yes.
or private,
Yeah.
because then, as you said, you can forgive the person, but the friend still I look upon him sideways.
Hmm.
And I said, boy, I must say, right.
Yeah. Stay with
Me
that
not
boy
know
there
Andrew
again.
do that again.
Yeah.
Right. Tell her I say, right.
Yeah.
You see me?
But
And,
it warn her about him, and she's still there.
mm,
And more option to
and
come back with
sometimes
nothing
too,
more.
because them want things.
Listen,
Yeah. So
listen.
as me say, you just have to. me go
Sure.
through. me see it in a life. Yeah.
Let me
Me
live
see
it in
it.
our life. What you
Me see it.
mean?
And me go through life experience to know, say, boy, Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
A person will tell us that them don't want something, or you not take it because I true them want it.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
see me?
Mhm.
Mm,
So you have to know yourself,
yeah,
and you have to have that discernment, man. And
yeah,
just be
that
like,
is
yo,
it.
yeah, I agree. Thank you
Mm,
so much
yes, mama.
for this amazing conversation.
Mm.
You have to come back again
Yeah, we
because
have
the
to do it.
sure say
No,
you
fire for the
you are
back
gonna
thing, but
find more things where you're nothing do. You are gonna do, and you are gonna come back on the show. You are gonna talk about it.
so me try to stay out of here. That's still. Me just do the things that I'm supposed to do. You see what I say? I would the most I guide me for do.
Guide you to do.
Yeah. I try to stay out of lane there. Them give me enough bad name already. Them send me this and send me that and one bag of sitting so. Them send me too bossy. I mean, I try bossy. Me just I try keep myself clean and carry myself a certain way.
Yo, oh my
Them
god.
say me selfish because me I look fit, me howl about myself. Well, if me never howl about myself, how people would I get to know me? Because I don't
True.
nobody do this for we. You see me have to get up and say, boy, say, me love this thing. Any show when me get for me perform a lot of places in Toronto. Some of
Mhm,
them paid, some of them not paid, right?
mhm,
And
mhm.
every one of them show there is not a phone call where a man pick up a phone and call me and say, yo, I agree. So we
Mhm.
have to do something wrong. It's always a thing when me have to go and hunt and look for it, me I say?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so You know?
Yes. Yes. It's true. And I learned
Mm-hmm.
that real quick too. You have to, in this business, you have to be well humble, because you can't sit back and be like, "Yeah, them are gonna call me." Like for me, like them are
Mm.
gonna call me for your interview, yeah, man.
No.
No, 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 no. You have to
Mm-mm.
look it.
You have
You
to
have to
go out
look
there
it.
and look it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to look it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look it. So yeah, blessings to you. Like I said, you
Yeah,
have to
man, big
circle
up.
back, even if it's Jerk Fest next year, 2026, and we meet up backstage.
Mm.
Yeah,
You go hear me,
you
man. You
have
go
to
see me,
forward.
man. You go out there, man.
Yeah, you have to forward.
Yeah.
And of course, if you
Mm-hmm.
have, I mean, I stopped playing music on the show because may I get a fight when me do it, so me just
Mm.
stop because me can't manage it.
Yeah.
Me not tough like that. Me need a soft life. But if you have any new music and you want to send it to me, I will always loud it up on all my social media for you. You
Yeah,
don't know.
man. Give thanks. Don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, man.
blessings to
It's a
you.
blessings, man.
Yeah, man. Take care and thank you for being on the Big and Serious podcast.
Yes, Angie, good as you don't know. Big up yourself. Big up all of the massive them out there. You see me and say, I agree. You see me and I tell you, say, me I leave you with a point. I know it, seeing it say, no matter how it stay out, we are move towards the goals now. Don't make the system try and take you out. Be a stepper, just step and find a way on. Me say, yo, hard work, progress, no sweat, what stress, pure cess, in my chest, 100% and ain't not less than I gave you my all and yo, Angie good as you don't know. Big and
Let me give
serious
you a hand.
podcast. Yeah, I saw we do it.
Thank you so much. Yo,
Yeah, and
now
bless
circle
up.
back there. Now circle back there. Don't play it on me. I circle. All right.
Blessings.
What's up? Yes, that was Iyagrade in the building. Yeah, yeah. So many gems. So many gems. That was such a beautiful conversation. So big up to Iyagrade on the outside. Of course, you can find him on all streaming platforms. Um, and of course, if you are looking at the screen, you can see that you can follow him at Iyagrade Music. So yes, big things, Yazid. All right, so we are going to get into wait the music did stop, not even did notice that my music stopped. But before we even get into that, if you're looking for me, you can follow me on all social media platforms at Angie Goodas. And if you're going to Instagram, of course it's 2 Z's because I'm good as. Yeah. All right, so before we get into today's topic, wait, I was looking for my music, don't it? Oh, I never even did see the chat was chatting. That's how it goes sometimes. All right. Okay. I forgot. That's how it go. Anyway, let me find my music because why did it stop? Casamigos. All right. Let me loop it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to get into today's big up. Let me go back to my notes. And if you talk about perseverance, if you talk about persistence, if you talk about just cutting and going through it and just not giving up, you have to talk about Shy Star Promotions. Big up to Patrick on the outside. Patrick was on the show last week. We were talking about Oasis Music Fest, and he was talking about the journey to getting Bounty Killer to touch foot on Canadian soil. And let me tell you, yesterday, Bounty Killer actually made it to Toronto. He is here, people. So Patrick was our guest last week, and we talked about the 10-year journey to get Bounty to return to Canada. And yesterday afternoon, after all that hard work, it all paid off. A very special congratulations from the Big and Serious podcast for Patrick and Shy Star Promotions. This is a phenomenal accomplishment and a treat and a testament to hard work, perseverance, persistence, faith, and prayer. Shy Star Promotions, big up. Bounty Killer is set to Bounty Killer is set to grace the stage alongside Baby Sham, Dexter Daps, and Mr. Killer. In the words of Patrick, this will be a movie. And you know what, Toronto? We deserve it. Grab your tickets for the Oasis Music Festival happening on August 23rd at the Markham Fairgrounds. You can get them at Ticket Great Gateway. You can get them at Superlicious. You know what? Just go over to their Instagram page, Oasis Music Festival CA, and find out all the information there. You don't want to miss it. So big up to you. Yeah, man. All right. So, serious ting. Tonight's serious ting is, so they cheated. Now what? And if we take a look at it, let me get to my notes. All right. What is the definition of cheating? Well, cheating, also known as infidelity, is when a person in a monogamous romantic relationship has an emotional or physical relationship with someone else without their partner's consent. Let me just turn my screen a little bit here. But we're just so basically what that means is, if I'm in a relationship with you and it's a romantic relationship, and you go and you engage in an emotional relationship or a physical relationship, and you did that without my consent, you've cheated. You're cheating. So what about, for those that will say, but we're just talking, I'm just talking to the person. Is it cheating if you're just talking to someone? I'm going to put the talking in air quotes. We're talking, right? You have to look at, what is your intent? So when you're just talking to that other person, what is your intent? And what is the context of your conversations, right? Are you talking about something that your partner would actually approve of? Or are you behaving in a manner that your partner would actually approve of? And no, we're not looking for approvals from other people in order to live and to vibe. But at the same time, we got to have respect for the relationship, right? So if the conversation is purely on a regular friendship level and there's no romantic or intimate intent, it's generally not viewed as cheating. But if the conversation could lead to emotional intimacy, that undermines your romantic relationships and it might raise concerns, right? So, you're there with your somebody and you get a friend. You get a social friend. They started as a social. Remember, Iyagrade took us through the different types of friendships. So you get a social friend and you're talking to that friend, and all of a sudden now emotions start flying, and maybe now you start thinking about that person more than you're thinking about your own person, or you just more concerned with their well-being than your person's well-being and things like that. But you haven't done anything intimate. You still stayed social, but you're still emotionally cheating, because in some way, shape, or form, on some type of level, you're gonna start to not have the same energy or patience or grace for the person at home or the person in your relationship, right? So it depends on what the context is. It depends on what the intent is. So if you're talking to somebody and one or more of those two people are talking, and one or both of those people want to end up somehow intimate, or there's little things there, there's little underminings there that just could go a certain way, you know what? You better just try prevent it. Just prevent it. Somebody said to me yesterday, prevent it is better than having to cure it. And my grandfather used to say that all the time. Prevention better than having to cure. Remember that. All right. So one therapist argues that, all right, before I read that note, you're in a relationship, the person cheated, and now you want to talk about it with them. Some people are of the school of, look, let's not talk about it. It happened. Let's move past it. Let's keep going and forget about it. That's it. We're done. We're good. Goodbye. Or hello, we're on the next chapter in our relationship, whatever. Some people don't want to hear about it. But one therapist argues that narrating the affair is a painful yet crucial part of recovery that can help facilitate healing if it's done with the right level of disclosure. So, what does that mean, good as man? You're talking in some big ways right now. So, essentially, if you're talking about the affair and you're talking about what happened in the affair, like, you watch on some TV shows where they talk, the husband and the wife are talking about the affair, and you know what, let's go against the norm. Let's go against the assumption, because we always assume that it's the man that cheated. So let's say in this scenario, it's the woman that cheated. I'll make you think outside of the box. So the woman has cheated, and the man is like, okay, so where did this happen? When did this happen? How often did this happen? How did you find the time to make this happen with this person or whatever? And she's talking about it with him, and she's telling him, well, I wore this lingerie, and I went here, and we met up over there, and in the back of the truck, and all of this stuff, all of these details. It's going to be painful for him, no matter what, to hear the details of how she cheated. But how she talks about it, how she discloses that information, and what level does she take that disclosure to? So, like, at what level does she give him the details of the cheating? You need to have the conversations. They say, like, there are therapists out there, and I've read a lot of research on it, and they're saying that you got to talk about it. You should be talking about it, right? But it's how you talk about it. So you got to have some grace when you're talking about it, when you're disclosing it as the cheater. Just show some grace. Just be kind about it when you're discussing it. So talk about it and be gentle with each other, especially if you're the cheater. You've got to give your person time and grace to process what you've done, because at the end of the day, you're the one that did it. So you have to give them grace. You have to give them grace and time to process that and to move through it. And as we talk about processing it, the grieving process, because we don't even think about that. So a few weeks ago, I'd say almost a month ago now, big up to Aiming for Greatness Photography, Calvin was on the show, and we were talking about the grieving process. And we talked about how when you're grieving, you could grieve anything. So when we talk about grieving, we say that it's just, or we assume that it's just because we've lost a loved one or we've lost a friend. That person has left this earth, so to speak. But grieving can be anything. You could grieve your youth. You could grieve a marriage if it broke up. You could grieve a home if you moved out of it. Like, there's so many things, there's so many different things that you can grieve that we don't talk about as a society. So if you have a person and you cheated on them, that person is going to go through a grieving process. If they know about the cheating, they're going to go through a grieving process. If the relationship ends, they're going to go through a grieving process. So you've got to learn to forgive, if you want the relationship to continue. But you have to also understand that, and you know what, it could be a thing where both parties are grieving this thing that has happened in this relationship now, right? So the relationship used to be one way, somebody stepped out on the relationship, and now they have to deal with this thing that's in the middle of the relationship, but you're both going to grieve it. And the grieving process is not linear, right? So it's not like a straight line to healing from the grieving. It's going to have bumps. It's going to have corners. Your partner might seem like they're okay today, and tomorrow they're acting as if they just heard about this cheating, right? So you have to understand that the process is different for everyone. There isn't a specific way to say, like, hey, this is how you got to get over it now, because I gave you 3 months or I gave you 3 days. What do you mean you're still upset? The process is not linear. So keep that in mind if you're ever going through this, right? All right. So of course, as a person who is grieving the cheating, and that could be either one, you've got to learn to forgive if you want the relationship to continue. So that's on both sides. So you've got to learn to forgive the cheater, but the cheater has to be able to forgive their partner as they're going through that grieving process. So agreeing to not punish your partner every day for what they've done. So you should be learning to not punish your partner every day. So you cheated on me, so I'm going to cause you grief every single day for the rest of your life. No, it's not going to work that way. You've got to agree to not punish them all the time. Like, you just can't, you don't get to have that. So you then it gets to the point where you just got to make that decision as to what are we doing here. So how do you actually deal with a cheating partner? So you're the one that has gotten cheated on. How do you deal with that? Number one, you reflect on your feelings and take the time out to process your emotions. And we don't like to do that, right? We don't like to do that. We really don't like to just sit there and think about the feelings and reflect on processing those emotions, but it's a very necessary step. Number two, gather information. So confirm that the cheating happened. Confirm that it happened if you can, right? So you don't want to go through this whole thing assuming somebody cheated. So confirm that actually happened and then go through your process. Number three, communicate. So when you feel ready, have an open and honest conversation with your partner. And be gentle in that conversation, but definitely when you feel ready, you're going to go and have an open and honest conversation. Seek professional help is number 4. So you could either go to couples counseling and work through it with your partner, or you could just go to a therapist or counseling for yourself, and get help on it and go and try to navigate through those feelings that way. So do couples actually recover from cheating? And we see so many things where it's like, okay, somebody cheated, that relationship is over, blah, blah, blah. But you'd be surprised at how many relationships actually survive it. So according to research, hold on. Do couples? Yes, sorry. So a little over half of couples continue the relationship. Let me back up and rewind and come again. So do couples actually recover from cheating? Yes. A little over half of couples continue the relationship, and they can after cheating, and they have been successful even though the cheating happened in the relationship. But this can take a lot of work and a lot of communication on both sides. And also, you have to keep in mind that the relationship may never return to, air quotes, normal, the same normal that you once knew, right? So yes, the relationship can survive cheating, but it's going to take a lot of work and communication, both sides. Both people in that relationship are going to have to talk about it and communicate and take the time to work through it, and just know that relationship is not going to be the same level of normal that it was before. According to research, only 20% of couples remain married after 5 years if the relationship was kept a secret. You thought I was going to say the other thing, right? I was shocked at this statistic. So 20% of couples will remain married 5 years after the affair if it was kept a secret. So if I had an affair, I didn't disclose my affair, nobody found out about it, only 20%. I've got a 20% chance that my relationship is going to last 5 years after that cheating incident. However, 57% of couples who revealed the infidelity stayed together longer than 5 years. I found that isn't that very interesting? So If I cheat and I keep it a secret, and I'm not putting this out there in the universe, we're literally just having a conversation. But if cheating happens and it is kept a secret, 20% chance that 5 years later we'll still be together. If I cheat, or if the person cheats and they disclose it and they do all the process and they work through it, there's a 57% chance that we'll still be together 5 years later. Crazy. So an interesting point. If the cheater keeps the affair, yeah, that's what I just said. Cheater keeps the affair a secret, 20% chance that the relationship will last longer than 5 years. If the cheater reveals the affair, 57% chance that the relationship will continue longer than 5 years. But there's hope. Therapist Abby Medcalf has said, I have absolutely 1000% worked with couples who have had an infidelity, and on the other side found more closeness, more intimacy, everything that wasn't there before. When they did the work to move forward, it's incredible. So essentially what Abby is saying is, when the couples had the infidelity, on the other side of it, the relationship became more intimate, more close, and all of the things that wasn't there before, they poured into the relationship in order to make it better. So they've come out on the other side with a better relationship than what they had before the cheating happened. That's if they do the work. That's if they put together all of the effort and the work and the grace. And listen, man, my dad used to say blood, sweat, and tears. So if they put in the blood, sweat, and tears, please, no bleeding. I'm just saying figuratively. Please don't make anybody bleed. Like, we're not about that life over here, okay? We don't do that. But essentially, if you put in the work, you show the grace, you have the time, you stay in the relationship, you and your partner have a very great chance of coming out on the other side with an amazing relationship. So we see in the movies how affairs are sometimes 10 years, 15 years, especially if you watch, I'm not going to name names, but there's a certain writer who, when they talk about affairs in relationships, the affair has lasted like 10 years, or, so-and-so had a whole next family in the next state, or we're in Canada, so in the next province, there was a whole family over there, and that family has like been around for 10 years, 15 years. That's usually in the movies. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen. It can happen, but in reality, on average, an affair could last anywhere between 6 months to a year. Still a long time, though, if you think about it. It's still a long time to be going through all of that, and just as a cheater, just maintaining that energy, putting that energy into doing something like that. But yeah, 6 months to a year, although, we'll hear 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. The average is 6 months to a year. So when do you actually throw in the towel and leave the relationship? Because we're looking at this. This is a big and serious podcast, so we're going to have conversations that we don't normally have. So we're going to look at all pieces of the puzzle. So yes, I've been sitting up here and I've been talking about, making it work, and we're doing all of these things to make it work, and you got to try to make it work. But on the flip side, you got to know when to walk away at the same time. Right? So when do you throw in the towel and leave the relationship? You do it when the cheating partner is unable to show genuine remorse, or they're refusing to take accountability for their actions and their decisions, or if they continue to engage in the cheating, then you're wasting your time, right? So if the person does not show any remorse, they're not sorry, they're not genuinely showing remorse, so just, yeah, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, whatever. Deal with it. I did it. Deal with it. And I know I'm being extra about it. Or if they're refusing to take accountability. So, why'd you cheat? I cheated because you X, Y, Z, da 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 da. Or I cheated because the next person threw their body parts at me. Right? You didn't take any accountability for it, though. What are we doing here? Why are we doing this? Right? You got to take accountability they got to take accountability for their decisions. And if they continue on the process of doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're wasting your time. You need to move on. Okay. So, in the art of healing, here's what not to do after experiencing being cheated on. The seven deadly sins. Let me put them on that. The 7 deadly sins. What not to do after an affair. Number one, don't tell your entire family and all your friends. And Iyagrade actually touched on this, right? Don't listen. You know how he said intimate, private, social? You might want to keep that private. Just saying. It's a deadly sin. It's one of the deadly sins in healing, to tell your entire family and all your friends. Can you imagine? You know, and we alluded to it earlier, but can you imagine you tell your entire family and all of your friends that your partner cheated on you? And then you decide to forgive your partner, and you're like, yeah, man, you know what? I love you so much, and we're gonna stay together, and we're gonna make this work. But you told everybody. And now no matter where you go with your person, yo, Betsy's looking at him like he ain't it. You know? It's better for you to just keep that on the low. Don't be telling everybody about it. Number 2 of the 7 deadly sins, what not to do. Blast your partner on social media. I'm gonna look directly in the camera as I say this. Don't blast your partner on social media. Don't be out here airing your dirty laundry. We don't want to see it. We don't care about it. I'm gonna keep it real. We don't care about it. Don't be out here blasting your partner on social media because they cheated on you. Why? Why for that? Don't do it. Have a conversation with your partner. Have a conversation with your therapist. Don't be blasting it on social media. Number 3 of the 7 deadly sins. And this one is a difficult one because we tend to we're in the moment and we're like, I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. Right? So you go and you make these life-altering decisions. Yo, slow down for a minute. Slow. You know, in my day job, I tell my staff, move like molasses. Slow it down. So stop, think about it, process it. And when you've done that and you've given yourself adequate time to actually try to work through it, then you make the decision. But you don't make life-altering decisions in the moment. Like, oh, you cheated, I'm out. We're selling the house tomorrow. I already have somebody who came. They're going to come pick up the car. I'll see you in court next week for the kids. No. Slow down. Slow. Number 4 of the 7 deadly sins. Place all the blame on the other affair partner. So, you know, if that so-and-so did not come after my wife, she would not have cheated. Or if that so-and-so did not come after my husband, he would not have cheated. That so-and-so, you know, my background is Jamaican. So I will be you know, and that making go cheap on me, you know. But it's all right because me have something for her. No. Don't place all don't place all the blame on the other person, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Number 5 of the 7 deadly sins. Don't obsess over the other partner. the other affair partner, like, I forget what the movie was called, but um the person that got cheated on, the lady that got cheated on, was so obsessed with the other woman that she made her whole life about this other woman, right? And ultimately she started to like dress like the other woman, and she started to talk like the other woman, and she started asking her partner questions like, so honey, you know, it do I look like her in this dress? Is it the way I eat my steak? Is that what the problem is? Is it because I don't eat my steak like Becky? Don't do it. Don't obsess over the other woman or the other partner, the other man, the other woman, the Joe grind. Don't listen, Angie. You know what? I think it's time for you to stop this show and go home. Don't obsess over the Joe grind. Okay, like especially the men, they'll be like, yo, you see any time to see that brother there? Like, no, listen, no, we're not doing that. Okay, don't obsess over the other person. Just allow it. Like, just woo-saw it out, please. Just allow it. Just allow it. Number 6, 7 deadly sin. Don't blame yourself. How you blame yourself? Come on now. We're not doing that around here. Like, what? We're not blaming ourselves around here for that. Nah. I mean, take accountability. If you know, listen, we're not even gonna try to justify cheating or anything like that, but don't blame yourself. Maybe if I boiled the dumplings, and might be if they did make spinners instead, Johnny wouldn't have cheated. I mean, I'm making this very light, but really big and serious, don't blame yourself for it. It happened, it happened, man. Like, what are we gonna do about this? Let's try to move past it and get to the other side, but don't be blaming yourself, because that is just detrimental to you as a person, as an individual, and you might then end up with this burden that you carry with you throughout the rest of your life. And if, let's say, the relationship doesn't work and you go on to another relationship and you're just continuously berating yourself over this partner that cheated, right? Like, we don't need to do all of that. Don't do it. Don't blame yourself. Now, the number 7 deadly sin, which really surprised me, don't think that you can recover on your own. Don't think that you can recover from this on your own. So what does that mean? Well, seek some type of help, but at the same time, be careful what type of help you're seeking, or who you're seeking help from, or who you're seeking guidance from. Not all advice is good. Right? So, but don't think that you can recover from this on your own. Like, whether it's as the person who got cheated on, shutting down and not even talking to your partner about it, because I got this, I gotta heal from this, leave me alone, don't talk to me, like, go away. It's not gonna work. Don't do it. You even if it's trying to heal with your partner, and again, communicating with grace and gentleness and showing each other compassion and time with each other in order to get through it and on the other side. But don't feel that you can recover from this on your own. You can't. It's gonna haunt you. Don't try to recover on your own. So what did we learn from this? Don't cheat. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man. I'm gonna tell you, the grass is not greener on the other side. So water your grass. As long as you and your partner are not putting hands on each other and you're not being emotionally abusive towards each other, you try to work it out. There's a reason you guys got together in the first place, right? There's a reason you got together in the first place. So try to work through it. But yeah, that is a serious thing. Um, Why chat? You're very quiet. I will say, I actually need to start advocating. I need to start advocating for myself. So I'm gonna tell you to hit the follow button. It don't cost you not all if you follow the good as you know. So make sure whatever platform you are listening to the Big and Serious podcast on, I'm gonna ask you to please go ahead and click follow. Follow your girl. TikTok, I don't know what to you like. Why you cause me so much stress? But it's okay. It's okay because I'm not gonna do my podcast with or without you. I just saw it go, and if it's a thing where I have to release you, well, I will find someone else. I will find another social media handle to fill that spot on. Know that. But anyway, I want to say shout out to Iyagrade for jumping in the building. It was such a vibe. It was such a great conversation. Yo, I had him singing. I like it. I like it. Again, big up to Shy Star Promotions, Multi Killer. Welcome to Toronto. We are looking forward to an amazing show. Yeah. And how can you find me? You can find me on the Roots Rock Reggae radio show every third Monday. So actually, I was supposed to be on there this past Monday, but it was holiday Monday and I needed a holiday. So I'll be there this coming Monday. Roots Rock Reggae radio show. CKUT 90.3 FM out of Montreal. They do that show overnight. So 1 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the morning, Singing P, Selector Madman, and Calendar Man do the show. I come on the show at 2 o'clock in the morning and I do a segment called Information for the Nation, where we bring topics to the nation. So I will see you over there at 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday. I love sleeping on some, I don't know, Omidweet. I really don't know Omidweet because I really love sleeping. Sleep is my best friend. So I'm not sure Omidweet, but Omidweet. And of course, you can catch me here on the Big and Serious podcast Thursdays from 8 till 10. Unless I have like technical difficulties, then it's more like 8:30, 8:15. I don't know Wagwan with this. Like, why is it giving me so much problem? But it's okay because it's going to get better. I tell you, people, if I tell you, my audience, my beautiful, loving audience, if I tell you how everything was working before I got up to go and do my makeup to start the show, and then after me do my makeup, it's like the headphones don't want to work. It's like the streaming platform don't want to play the music for me. My little sexy hand, damn, hear me hand, didn't want to play for me. Like, I was so upset. I was so upset. I thought I had to call the ambulance for it, but I didn't. Yeah. But you know what? Before I go, as always, because I have my one dege little dub plate, and me I go run my dub plate, So let me pause my music because me I go run my one dege dub plate. Shout out to Miss Steve on the outside for my dub plate. I'm gonna run that for you right now. I should really let it fade out better. I need to work on that. But anyway, shout out to Miss Diva for my dub plate. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So yeah, next week. Oh, yes. Next week we have Ross from ITEL Fest joining the conversation. ITEL Fest will happen next weekend in Montreal. Why? I am so tempted to take the trip to go down there. You don't want to miss ITEL Fest. It's gonna be big things. So yes, Ross from ITEL Fest will be in the building next week. We will talk about that. In the meantime, between time, you know what? I'm gonna say to you, be good, or be good at being bad. But don't hurt nobody, because why you want to do that? You don't want to hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? And of course, as always, thank you for joining me. Big up to Facebook, big up to Twitch, big up to Instagram, big up to YouTube, big up to Spotify tomorrow. TikTok, I don't know what I go on with you, but I saw it go sometimes. I saw it go. But I'm out.